Okay, so hello everyone. This is part 18 of our JavaScript playlist. Okay, here we are learning conditional and looping statements. We already seen conditional statements. Okay, and we are discussing now looping statements. So we already covered for loop. Now we will discuss about nested for loop. Okay, so how nested for loop works, we will see. Right. So let me create this. Okay, so like nested for loop means a loop inside a loop. Nested means, okay, let me write. Nested loop means a loop inside a loop. A loop inside a loop, that is known as nested loop. Okay, what's the mean of a loop inside a loop? So for example, there is a for loop. Okay, just I'm writing normally here. For example, this is a for loop, and inside this another for loop. So this is called nesting. Nesting means a loop inside another loop. Okay, so like what type of program we can write throughout this like nested for loop? So like let me tell you, the we have two loops, outer loop, okay, and inner loop, okay, inner loop, right? So this is known as outer for loop, right? And this one is known as inner for loop. So outer for loop works as a rows, and inner for loop works as a columns. Okay, it works as a column. So for example, if I say row equals to 1 and column equals to 10, column equals to 10. So the outer for loop value we can say 10, sorry, outer for loop value is 1 and inner for loop value is 10. Okay, means column value. So what I'm trying to say, let's understand it. Suppose I want to print table. So here I want to print table of 2. So I will say 2 into 1 is 2, 2 into 2 is 4, 2 into 3 is 6, 2 into 4 is 8. Like that I want to print up to 10. Like up to 20 means I'm saying like 2 into 5 equals to 10, and like this I will write till 10. Okay, like 20. So what is this? This is, we can consider this is outer for loop. Okay, this is outer for loop, and we can say this is inner for loop. Okay, let me write. This will work as a outer for loop, and this will work as inner for loop. How it will work? So we will say when the outer for loop value is 2, so like run the inner for loop how many times? 1 to 10. Okay, so this value is what outer for loop, and this inner for loop. So this inner for loop is keep on changing. It will change up to 10. Okay, we will write the condition, but the outer loop value is same, which is 2. So we will say if value is 2, so for 2 value we have to repeat the inner for loop 1 to 10. What I'm trying to say, for example, we have row equals to 1. This is outer for loop, and our column value is equals to 10. Okay, our row value is 1, or we can say our row value is 2 and our column value is 10. So how we can create? So for example, this is the row. What's the name of this row? The name of this row is 2. And how many column it's containing? So it is containing 10 column, 1 2 up to 10 columns. So in each column we will write, in each column we will write repeated updated value. Okay, like that. Okay, so let me write the code so that you can easily understand what I'm trying to say. Otherwise, you will be confused a lot. Okay, so for example, I'm writing here row equals to, okay, let row equals to 2, right? And row, I want to stop this row on like 10, right? And I'll say row plus plus, right? And then inner for loop, I will say let column equals to 1. Okay, column we can consider like these are the column. This inner for loop is a column. So it is changing now 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 10. It will change. So I will say column is starting from 1 and column will less than equals to 10 and column plus plus, right? Like this. So when what is the row value? Row value is 2. So 2 is less than 10 means condition is true. So it will go inside this loop, right? It will go inside this loop and it will check the condition. Like column value is 1. Now it will check the condition. 1 is less than 10. No, yeah, 1 is less than 10. So what will happen? It will execute the statements, whatever statements are there inside this for loop. So I'm writing here console.log, okay, and I will use here this symbol and I will say, okay, I will say row. Row is what? This 2 I will print. After 2 then this symbol I have to print, which is kind of X symbol, okay, X, and I will display the multiplication. So what is the multiplication? Row into column. Row into column multiplication I will do, right? Right. Then I will say console.log and let me say new line. Okay. So let's check what what's okay. I forgot here this closing curly braces. Okay, let me refresh it. Okay, so this table is coming like this. Okay, why it is coming like this? So this loop will start. This is outer loop. So out for this is outer loop is running. Okay, 2 2. For each 2, it is saying 2 into 1 is 2. 2 into 2 is 4. 2 into 3 is 6. Okay, so like that, it is printing table up to what? This is outer for loop. It is changing the 7, 8, and 9. For 9, it will the inner. This one is for inner for loop. For 9, it will update till 10, and for 10, it will update till 10. Okay, like this. So try to understand everyone. Our row value is 2. So row value is what? Row value is starting from here. Okay, 2. So row value is 2, and it will stop till 10. It will stop till 10 because condition row, how many rows we want? 10 rows. So like don't be confused when I'm saying row. So what I'm saying, like with the name of row, I want to indicate this outer for loop. So it is starting from 2. So in this section it is updating 3, then 4, okay, then it is become 5, then 6, okay, up to 10 rows it is printing. And for each row, how many columns are printing? Column means inner loop. So for each row, how many columns it is printing? 10 columns. For each row it is printing 10 column. For each row it is printing 10 column. And for each row it is printing what? 10 columns. So means for one row, these columns are repeating 10 times. Like row value is 3 now, so it will repeat up to 10. And row value is 4, then it will repeat up to 10. Then we are displaying what? We are displaying row, then this cross symbol, then column. Okay, so we are displaying row, then cross symbol and column. Okay, after that we are displaying equals to. So we have equals to as well. Okay, after equals to, we are multiplying this row and column. So for example, here row value is 5 and column value is 1. So what is the multiplication? 5. Row value is 5, column value is 2. So what is the multiplication? 10. So this is how it is working. Suppose I want to print, like I want to print row till 4 only. So it will give us table of till 2 to 4. Okay, so it is printing 2 table and then 3 table and it is printing 4th table. Okay, it is printing 4th table. But the column rows are working up to 10, 1 to 10, right? So like this. So this is the basically use of nested for loop. The outer for loop works as a row and the inner for loop works as a column. For each row, the column will repeat it until the condition. Once the column condition is false, then only row value will update, right? Okay, so when this column condition is when the column condition is being false, so we are displaying what? New line. After new line, this row will update. Okay, call condition is false at this moment, right? So when call condition will false, it will change the row value. Okay, so let me refresh it. See, when so see this 2 is printing after printing this 10. Okay, means this column value is keep on updating up to 10. So after 10, the column value will false. So when the column value become false, then only it will update. Row value will update. When the column value will false, then row value will update. When the column value is false, okay, so now row is not updating because row value will become also false, right? Or we can print last message like row condition is also false at this moment. Okay, so let me refresh it. Okay, so it is printing row value is 2 and column value is keep changing for 2. Right now column value is false, then row value will update. Okay, then column value is false, row value is updated, and here column value is false and row value is also false, right? Okay, so this is how you can practice this code, and you can write different types of program. For each row it will repeat 10 times. When row value will update like 3, so for 3 it will inner loop will work 3 times, sorry 10 times, right? If you will update this condition, then it will work up to updated condition. Hope you are getting, right? So we already covered this nested for loop. In the next video we will discuss about this while loop. Okay, while loop, and we will discuss about the do while loop. All right, so thank you everyone for watching this video. Okay, what I want to say, just practice. The more you will practice, the more you will learn the technology, right? So thank you everyone for giving your valuable time.